Jeff said, simple but quite ambitious. And we're especially interested in the ways that we can translate the vast evidence that's been gathered over the last 2 decades about the ways that we build healthier neighborhoods, healthier cities, how we can actually translate that into action and into impact for residents on the ground, regardless of their background, their race, their ethnicity, their age, income, or even their geography. So our goal in this session is to offer this introduction to the ways that we conceptualize urban health in a very comprehensive and interconnected way. Because we're really working to improve the key determinants of health upstream, and we are thinking about and considering all of the aspects of the physical and social environments as part of this urban health ecosystem. So we're going to cover those key themes of this conference, which, as you all know, is broadly focused on the growing health impacts of climate change. And then we're going to look specifically at some of those different aspects. And so today we're going to do a quick overview of the health equity in the face of climate change, the mental health and well-being aspects of climate change, especially as they relate to children, the physical built environments impact on health, strengthening health systems, and that means in many different ways. So both we're thinking about reducing emissions that healthcare causes, but also considering the ways that healthcare systems are more than just treating people once they're already sick downstream in the environment, but also considering how to strengthen our health ecosystem upstream as well. We're also going to talk about the impact of climate change on infectious diseases and a path to the healthier Moroccan future and regional future in the face of climate change. And then in the afternoon, we actually have really a very exciting lineup of quite practical tools to drive health for all. So we really do hope that by the end of today, regardless of how familiar you are with urban health right now at this moment, you will hopefully recognize the important role that we all play in advancing and improving our health in cities around the world. So very briefly, I just want to talk a little bit about why place matters. Why are we talking about cities? Why does urban health even matter? Well, this is a very simplistic way to think about it, but I try to think about, there's a multitude of ways that our social and physical environments impact our health and well-being, and I like to just think about them in these 3 main categories. So one is our genetics, and those are the things that we're born with, and we really can't change. And the others are really your environment. So I'm thinking about your natural, your built in your social environment that we spend our time in. And then the other is your behavior. All of our behavior, all of the choices that we make about diet or exercise, smoking, and drinking alcohol. And the good news is that scientists, because we've had now 20 plus years of urban health research, we actually know that the leading drivers of death and disability around the world, often things like non-communicable diseases, things that grow as urbanization grows, heart disease, cancer, hypertension, diabetes, they are determined in large part by your environment and your behavior. And why is this good news? Well, because your environment and your behavior are changeable, actually. These are changeable factors. And what the research keeps telling us is that the direct impact of genetics alone is not that much. It's maybe 10%, maybe a little bit less. And so what does that mean for the rest of those determinants? That means that if we really think about it that way, if we're not thinking about only the impact of genetics, then we have a huge opportunity, maybe around 90% of things that are linked to changeable factors in our environment. Because sometimes people talk about individual behavior, and you have to change your individual behavior. But if you think about it, your individual behavior is actually highly influenced by the environment that you live in. Because when your doctor tells you to go outside and get more exercise, get more physical activity, how could you choose to walk if you don't have a sidewalk to walk on?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're supposed to be eating healthier foods, fruits and vegetables, how can you go out and eat, healthier foods if you don't have access to affordable or healthy food in your neighborhood? So I really try to think about the ways that our environment can really shape and have a tremendous influence actually over designing our environments that we live in, both built environments and then facilitating the social pieces, our behavior, and our activities. And I really believe that we all have, in all the different ways that we're working to influence our urban environments, we all have the power to create environments which actually make the healthy choice the easy choice. We have to be thinking about designing physical activity opportunities into our our daily lives. We need to think about making sure that we all have access to healthy and affordable foods, for example. So that's just some of the ways that I like to think about why place matters and how really there's a huge opportunity to create places that support our health rather than hurt it. And in terms of health inequities, this is New York City. I know it's really small. I'll tell you what it says. So basically the colors are the different life expectancy years that we might expect to live when we're born in one of these places. And so this is all the different neighborhoods that we have in New York City. And what we know is that differences often in neighborhood environments explain really large differences in life expectancies across cities and across, zip codes or neighborhoods. Because the places that we spend our time, where we live, where we work, where we play, where we worship, it really affects a very wide range of these health risks and outcomes. And these determinants of health include things like neighborhood physical environment, but they also include things like housing conditions or your occupation, what kind of work you do, your educational opportunities, your economic stability. So these things are all very much related to one another. And I always think this is very shocking. Maybe you all have heard this before. But in fact, the number one predictor of your life expectancy or how long you're expected to live when you're born, it's not how much money you have, it's not how great your insurance is, it's actually where you live, where you're physically located or your neighborhood. And so we've seen, for example, that there are different things in our neighborhoods that are these major health inequities. Things like, for example, during the pandemic, many people didn't have safe access to green space, for example, and that was a really big health inequity because we knew that if you had an opportunity to be outside, to spend time in nature, you might have a better time during lockdown. Some people were really stuck inside, and that was really terrible. But what it also means is that babies who are born right next to each other in all kinds of cities around the world, including this one, including New York City, including London, every major city in the world, babies who are born right next to each other but in different neighborhood environments have drastically different life expectancies that they can expect. And so what we're seeing here is there's a 35-year difference in a neighborhood in the same city. It's not that much space, and there's an opportunity to really create healthy environments that support everybody to live their healthiest and longest potential in each of these neighborhoods. We're really missing that, and there's big impacts on that on our health. Obviously, the number of lives that we're going to live, the quality of those lives, of those years that we're going to live, but also in terms of economic potential. What if everybody was contributing the same way and living the healthiest life? That makes a big difference as well. And so just to say, one of the best ways for us to actually prevent all of these, diseases and conditions from affecting us is to really think about preventing them. We call that upstream, meaning we prevent those outcomes from happening by changing the environments, changing the determinants of health before we all get sick. So, we are really thinking about especially changing the neighborhoods that experience disproportionately poor health outcomes. So those neighborhoods that have lower life expectancies, from a health equity perspective, we want to really focus on those to make sure that they also have an opportunity to live a healthy life and to contribute the way everybody else can. And so we want to think about improving those neighborhoods with the highest number of people that are suffering from some of those outcomes, health disparities, and really transform them into neighborhoods that support the health and well-being of all the residents. And in fact, maybe it sounds really complicated, or people say it's really hard, but it's not that hard. We actually know exactly what we should be doing. And we know how to create environments that actually make a real impact on all these different aspects of health, and they help us improve life expectancy for all residents. And the way we can do that is most often accomplished if we look upstream and we try to prevent diseases and conditions from happening in the first place. We actually can prevent a large majority of those at a very low cost. So the return on investment of looking upstream and trying to prevent these diseases and illnesses really pays us back in many, many, many ways downstream. And when we compare it, for example, to the return on investment that we get in terms of the lives that are saved, the years of life that are added back on, the additional years, like I said, in the labor force, the reduced hospital and healthcare expenditures for not being sick, we're going to be increasing tax revenue, we're going to be increasing economic productivity, so there's a lot of reasons that we should be thinking about this. But one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that so many of the decisions that are being made every day that shape our environments, best health outcomes for everyone, they're often actually made by actors who are coming from outside the health sector. And that's why we're bringing you all here today. I know many of you are working in the health sector in different ways, but some people here might think, maybe I'm not working in health explicitly. Maybe I'm working in an allied area. I know I'm looking at Carrie. Carrie's a landscape architect. What do landscape architects have to do with urban health? Well, quite a lot. So I hope that we can all think about that, because I think what we're trying to do at IUCH is to really take all of this evidence that we do have about how we can create environments that support the health and well-being of everyone, and make sure that all of us, every single person who has a hand in shaping our physical and social environments, are armed with that knowledge and can implement it in the work that they're doing every day, so that we're all working together to create a healthier future, not just people who are trained in helping people once they're already sick. Because it doesn't make that much sense, right? If we only treat people once they're already sick and then put them back into the environment that made them sick in the first place, then we're really losing a big opportunity to improve health through prevention. And there really is this lack of tools and resources for non-health actors, we realize, both in local government and also in private practice, to drive greater health equity in their work. So we are going to give you just a little sneak preview, because we're talking about health equity. So I'm moving now from urban health sort of generally to thinking about one of our key themes in the conference, which is health equity. And we did a project for the last 2 years, supported by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, to really try to understand if we could find what are the common tools, resources, practical ways that we can try to drive health equity through mostly non-health actors. So through different means of practice around the world. And so we started this project called the Accelerating City Equity Project, and the idea was to really try to understand and learn about how to improve equity for all residents from equitable development leaders worldwide, and to try to create these tools and resources that everybody can use. And so we were trying to learn from these other regions about how to improve health equity, and then equip practitioners, like every single person in this room, with the tools and resources that they need to improve health equity in their work, regardless of the sector, regardless of the discipline you're coming from. And so just to give you a little tiny bit of background, to do that, we created these different regional hubs. We had leaders at equitable development, a whole amazing group of equitable development professionals, practitioners in each of these regions that we learned from. And we went to Kathmandu, and we met with a whole lot of our regional hub. And we have one person here from that group, Marina. Hi, Marina. Thanks so much for joining us. So we were together in Kathmandu talking about these issues. And then we went for Europe. We went to Bergen, Norway. And then we went to Sydney, Australia, Rio de Janeiro, Nairobi. And we tried to learn from everyone that we could about the work that they were doing to advance health equity in practice. And so I think for a lot of people, they thought, what in the world are you going to be learning from these really challenging contexts around the world that we could bring back to the United States? That was part of the goal, was to actually bring these lessons back to all of us, including in the United States. But we actually learned some important things, which is that even though it might seem that communities are facing very different challenges, in fact, we saw that there were a lot of similar approaches to addressing that. So obviously the local context is very, very different in every place, but there are common health equity challenges that we see, and in fact what we saw is that there are also common transferable ways to address them. And so that's what we tried to put together, and we did several different things. So we actually had to define what we meant by equity and health equity for the purposes of this project. That's very important, because people define equity very, very different. And so this is the very simple definition of equity that we used for the purposes of this project. And we identified several different pillars, several different building blocks of health equity. And so we have these 5 building blocks. So one is resources and opportunities. Who gets what, who pays? So these are questions that we all might ask if we're thinking about how to drive greater health equity in our projects. How are we doing? Are we doing really well in terms of resources and opportunities for everyone? What about recognition and representation? Who's at the table? Who are we forgetting? Who are we leaving out? Who's part of that conversation? Who is deciding what happens in their neighborhood? They go together with these 5 practices. This is how you do it. And we have, I won't go through all of these, but we're happy to share more if you'd like. Just wanted to tell you about the pillars. And then what we did is we created something called an Active Learning Resource Center. This is a website online, and you can check it out. And we did a couple of different things. So we have case studies of bright spots. So we have this whole bright spots library of cases where equity has been successfully improved around the world to learn from. We also have a starter kit. So this is really meant to be something really simple that anybody can use as practical tools and exercises that you can pick up and you can start to consider what are the health equity aspects of your project. And then we have something really special called Storytelling Field. And that's really about the power of storytelling, because urban health, and then of course urban health equity as well, is complex and interconnected. It's not just that you can think about one thing and see a direct outcome. Think about all the different systemic ways that urban health determinants are working together to change outcomes. And so we really thought that hearing from people themselves, the people that we were working with, the people that we were learning from about their stories, about how they were driving urban health equity, and about what we can learn, that really needs to come from people themselves through storytelling. So we have several dozens now of amazing videos. We have an incredible documentary filmmaker who you're about to hear from. All of this is available online, but we wanted to show you a sneak peek of 1 or 2 films